Okay, thanks for checking back in, and I want to talk to you guys about something a little different today, and that would be social media, especially social media now in 2022. All right, welcome back to the video. And it's funny because I kind of broke my own rule a couple days ago, and I filmed this by using a script, which is something that I never do. And after reviewing the footage, I can definitely see why I don't like using a script. So back at you again, coming right off, no script, doing it live, no rehearsal or anything like that. I'm just going to talk to you guys from my heart, from my mind, and kind of what I think right now. Right now, what we see is Instagram changing their algorithm, and they have been doing it for quite some time now, pushing everybody towards this TikTok style of content, which would be more of their reels. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know what reels are, that is a like short form content where it comes over as like a video feed, similar to TikTok, and that's where they're pushing everything. So where does that leave photographers? Where do we go? There's a couple different ways to look at this. You can be one of those photographers that are saying, well, I'm going to embrace the changes. I'm going to jump on board because I want to maintain my follower count. I want to maintain my presence on Instagram. So I'm going to have to adapt and overcome, and I'm going to have to be a different type of creator when I post my creativity, right? When I post my content. That means you're going to have to take your photos and you're going to have to put them in some kind of video form, or you're going to have to start catering towards that algorithm to stay relevant. Because literally now on Instagram, if you are creating static photos and posting them just as images, it's really hard for anybody new to see your content. Your friends will probably see your content if they are going through the following tab on the top left-hand corner where it says Instagram. They drop down, you can see following, and you'll most likely see your friends and your fellow creators that way, people that you follow and people that follow you. But anybody new really isn't going to see your stuff if you're just posting static photos. So where does that leave you? Like I said, that leaves you either to cater to the algorithm or to find a new platform. Now, for me, I'm still going to post on Instagram. I'm still going to use Instagram as a tool to hopefully harness and, maybe hook in some new people, some people that would otherwise not see my content. But for going back and forth and sharing creative ideas and inspiration, I'm going to be using the new app, Vero. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a new app. If you guys haven't checked that out, check out Vero. My tag is right up here. I'll put that up. And that is my profile for Vero. Vero has been around for quite some time. I think I joined it back in 2018, like a lot of photographers did when it was hot out on the scene. And it kind of had a little bit of falling out. They kind of had a little weird situation, and people really, it just didn't take off. But it seems like it's up and coming, and a lot of photographers are now using that platform as well because they want to get back to that photography only style community, which Instagram has since abandoned. And that's okay. It is what it is. It's ever changing, correct? And that's part of being a creator, is to try to stay relevant to the current situation, relevant to the time and what is going on within this community. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is trying to ramp up right here, YouTube, trying to create more content, not always about gear or photography, cameras or photography cameras. Not about gear and stuff like that. Maybe more technique, maybe more philosophy, maybe more just talking to you guys about things that are happening within the community and in the industry as well, like this whole thing here. But like I said, coming to you right off the top of my head, a few thoughts that I have about this. Try not to lose yourself now that we're dealing with a new algorithm. A place that you've always felt comfortable, kind of, you know what? Hold that for a second. Like I tell you guys, everything is not scripted, and I see some smudge on my lens here. So I wanted to clean that off. Sorry. Make sure that this is capturing me now. There it is. I can see the eye. I'm using a Sony a7S III, not to talk about gear. But going back to that, to try to stay relevant, right, you still have to kind of play to the algorithm, and that's okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to post up some reels, but I'm not going to get all 14-year-old girly and do TikTok moves and silly dances. I'm just going to post it in a different type of way, which most photographers are doing. And there's ways to do that. There's a lot of videos that you can watch about using templates to kind of post that would cater more towards photography and kind of hook into that. And they're on their YouTube. I'm not going to sit here and rattle them off to you. But what I would say to you is, we're seeing this shift, right? And when you see a shift, the automatic thing that you want to do is, how do I stay relevant? How am I going to make sure that people see my creativity, people see my artwork, people see my photographs? And that's an easy thing to fall into. But what I would tell you is, do not lose yourself and do not cater only to an algorithm. Don't sit there and just completely tune out everything that you would normally do instinctually. That's a cool word. And shift because you feel like you need to cater to an algorithm. You can still be yourself and you can still create great content and apply it to the algorithm, right? So again, I'm never going to stop taking photos. I'm never going to stop taking the type of photos that I like, but I'm going to have to figure out how to fit those photos into an algorithm that is going to expose my work to new people. And I can't let it dictate and say, well, you know, the hot thing right now is to take this type of photo and post this kind of way. So that's what I'm going to do, because what's ultimately going to happen is you're going to lose a lot of steam. You're going to lose a lot of ambition. You're going to lose your drive for photography, and it's going to become this mindless, driven style work where you're going to feel like you're at a 9-to-5 job all day. You're not going to feel any kind of passion towards the artwork that you used to create. And I would hate to see anybody, especially photographers, lose themselves because they're trying to find a new home for their work. I think the best thing to do is to stay true to yourself, to stay honest with the type of work that you like to create. And ultimately, that will shine through. That honesty in your work, that honesty in your application will shine through. And ultimately, that will attract people, and it will attract new people into seeing your work. I'm sorry again if this comes off as choppy. I've asked a lot of people, they like the unscripted way I talk, so I'm not going to change it up. And again, I'm not changing things up. This is how I do it. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. And like I said, you're going to see this content from me. I'm definitely not going to shift who I am, but I am going to shift maybe the way that I apply my content and my photography. And I would urge you to do the same. Do not lose yourself. Stay honest to who you are. Art is subjective. And I say it all the time, and I'll say it again here. Art and photography and things of that nature, when I talk about photography, it's a therapeutic device for me. It's a therapeutic road, an avenue. I will be clicking photos from now until the day I die because I find it very calming in my life. And so I'm not really too concerned about how many people that like my photos, how many people follow me. I'm not concerned about subscribers. I'm not concerned about these things, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this stuff for me. If people tend to like my stuff, like the photos that I create, that's a huge bonus for me, and it only helps me reach more people, so hopefully I can help them out in some way, whether it be editing techniques or gear recommendations or just overall sense of community. That's a great positive for me, and that's really what I'm trying to do, is to become more relevant so I can help more people. I'm not trying to say like, well, I'm not going to judge my work. Well, if this photo got 100 likes and this one got 1,000 likes, then this is a better photo. it's an algorithm, and you're never really gonna break or crack the algorithm because it's ever changing. So don't try to gauge your success or how good you are or how much you need to improve by the amount of likes and subscribers that you have. I think that's a really, really bad hole to fall into, and it's a vicious circle that really doesn't have an ending. And what I said before, I say it all the time, and I never actually said it. I didn't say the comment. But my statement would be that photography is a journey, all right? It's not a race. You don't win photography. You don't get to the finish line and say, hey, I won the game of photography. You don't win anything, okay? It's only a road that can be traveled and experienced, okay? Through getting up every day, through pursuing your passion, through checking out new work, through meeting and collaborating with new artists, and by getting out there and experiencing things with your camera and seeing the world through a lens. That is the only thing that it is. You cannot win the game of photography. You can only travel the road and enjoy the experience as you go through it. So I would, again, urge you to stay original, stay true to yourself, stay true to what you love to do, and just let it all fall in place. If you don't think you are where you should be, it's probably true. I don't think that I'm where I should be either, but again, it's not a race. It'll happen or it won't, but it really doesn't matter as long as you're happy within your own self and within your own work. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Please like, subscribe if you feel like it. There's no pressure. It would be great if you did. If you don't, that's okay too. Have a good one, and I will see you on the next one. See ya.